Hey everybody, and welcome to our first critique. My name is Colin, and I am your instructor. How's it going? Today we're going to be looking at the work of Penny, Shannon, and Shelley. So that is your group this time around. Please watch this entire video. At the end, I will give you instructions as to what to do to let me know that you watched it. Yeah. Just wanted to say hello here at the beginning. So yeah, let's go ahead and get to it. Sorry, I don't think I had enough coffee today. So let us go from there to your actual assignments. All right. So I'm not going to go through and read this whole thing. If you are going to leave feedback on either the other two people from your group, written feedback, please do read this. I read it earlier, and it just didn't seem like a good use of our time to try and read it while making this video. So I'm trying to keep these kind of brief. This is the first assignment, and it's fairly straightforward, but, again, I like talking about you guys' work, and I think it's always good for you to hear about your work, hear it spoken about, hear other people's work spoken about. So yeah, let's go ahead and go right down here. So selective depth of field, or just shallow depth of field. My brain is not, I think it's not entirely turned on. I don't know, I have my coffee and everything, I'm not sure what's going on. But continuing onward. So, yep, good example of shallow depth of field in this ad right here. I want to live in a cabin, sort of. All right. Okay, and then we have some selective example of selective desaturation. I don't know. I mean, I think so. I guess this is an example, like within the cell phone there. I'm not sure if it's that or if it's just a fairly monochromatic image. This is making me guess that it probably is selective desaturation. Either way, I feel like it works for this assignment. Now, Penny, I thought that these images were actually pretty nice. You have some good use of depth of field throughout, nice bright colors, fairly strong frontal elements. I really like this. Just sort of, like really nice use of reds and stuff. There's a lot of red in these. I just feel like use it fairly well. All right, so before shallow depth of field applied, good. After shallow depth of field, yeah, the same image. I guess it is. It looks. That's really a pretty. Oh yeah, I guess you can see a little bit right on the edge there. But overall, it looks like a pretty effective, pretty good use of sort of applying a blur here to give it shallower depth of field. Yeah, absolutely. And there's stuff that you can do to sort of, a lot of times what I'll do is put my effect either as a smart filter, excuse me, or put it on a separate layer and then use layer masks to sort of, to just sort of smooth out some of these edges like that. That's pretty good though. That's almost, I didn't even, I don't really see it anywhere except for right here. So, yeah, nice job. And then some more of this kind of nice small town images. Oh, that's cool. Definitely like that. Some of these are just a little bit, they feel like a little bit heavy on the saturation. Yeah, great, excellent. I think that's a really kind of fun and smart use of that selective color, the selective desaturation. So you can see, like, it's something that, a color that you really associate with this sort of structure, right? Red barn, everyone knows that. I think it's used pretty effectively here, like in a pretty smart way. I'm not sure he made it so small here, but hey, I'm not gonna get picky. I think that's really kind of a fun and smart way to do it. Excellent job, Penny. All right, next, let's take a look at Shannon's. You can tell I was already looking at these earlier because I didn't scroll back up to the top. All right, we got some Diet Coke action here. Very nice. That's some pretty shallow depth of field, right? I mean, how wide is a Coke can? Maybe a few inches. So in this whole thing, you know, the sort of plane of focus is pretty narrow. And then, this is definitely selective desaturation. This background photo though is like really kind of blurry. Maybe it's just how it looks on my screen. I don't know. Tooheys? I don't think I've ever heard of Tooheys? Tooheys? Beer? Yeah. It's from Australia, apparently. Alright, well, those are both pretty good examples. Alright, so we have a green clover, green shamrocks on a piece of fabric here. Is that maybe a scarf? Okay. This looks kind of like it could be even like a studio setup. Alright, so it's desaturation focus. Oops. What I'm going to do is actually just zoom out just a hair because I feel like I might be missing something here. Oh, okay. So that's your contact sheet for that. And then, alright, so here we go. So, this is her desaturated, sorry. This is her desaturation to focus the viewer's attention right in here. Looks pretty good. I mean, I don't see like any like grayness within the green or any sort of areas where you went off of the thing. I wonder if you did maybe like select by color. That would be a good way to do it. Yeah, I think that's pretty effective. And there's the before and after, so you get the sort of side-by-side view. All right, and then let's just go back here for a second. Yeah, I feel like that's probably how I would do it. Select by color range, or simply select this thing, use the magic wand tool, or probably rather than the magic wand tool, use the quick selection tool, and desaturate. You could sort of select this, do an inverse, and desaturate everything else. There's a few different ways to do it. And then I'm guessing that these are shallow depth of field. This looks like a daughter's room to me. I could be wrong. It might just be someone. Shannon might just like stuffed animals. So, Shannon, I hope I didn't just embarrass you or myself there. Don't mind me. Okay, so I'm sort of digging. I kind of like a lot of these bright colors and sort of. I'm a sucker for bright colors and sort of certain graphic elements when they're used well. I think that is the case in these. All right, so let's take a look at the before and after. Oops, I just went too far. Okay, one more. Here, okay. Oh, that's cool. I like some of the things that are happening here. This sort of like arc of eyes. That's cool. Excuse me. Just getting over a little bit of a cold. Before and after. I really can't tell here if there's any less depth of field. It definitely looks brighter on the right. Is that something that you wrote about in your written portion? Ugh, I have a terrible memory. Sometimes I remember what you guys wrote as I'm going through, sometimes I don't. I think it works great. I think that you got the shallow depth of field going here. You got the sort of fun graphic elements, bright colors, all around. I am liking it. Nice work, Shannon. Alright, and last we're going to go over here to Shelly's work. I think it's all just, yeah, so it's just the text here. Oh yeah, okay, she got the crayons, and then the other one here. So, zoom in on this just a skoosh. Just a wee little bit. Alright, you got the crayon, that's always fun. And then, yep, so selective desaturation, and little girl riding her horse. That could almost be from around my area, living out here in the west. But yeah, shallow depth of field, very nice. All right, and then she's got, that's right, you got the butterfly on the base thing here. So I always appreciate it when you guys do put your aperture and shutter speed settings. Lets me know. Alright, so I'm guessing that this is, yep, this is her selective desaturation. And yeah, I think it just in graphic terms, like just in terms of how this looks, very successful. In terms of the effect, pretty good. There's like a little bit here on the edges, yeah, a little here, a little there, but yeah, like a little bit right there. For the most part, pretty good. It's funny, like just the difference between the color how it looks here and the color how it looks there. So sort of that kind of relative saturation that you got going on there. You know, everything in the background is much brighter here, darker here. Yeah. And then, oh, no, it's the bottom there, I guess. Yeah, I sort of showed that. Alright. Got a lot of blue. There's sort of blue cast on some of these. Ooh, very nice depth of field there. I'm a big fan of shallow depth of field as an effect, as a sort of tool that we as photographers have. So to see it is pretty cool. Alright, so you already kind of got, in the before shot, you do sort of have a fairly shallow depth of field, but what she got rid of here was even just this like plane of focus falling a little bit on the cloth and giving some of the texture. You see that's kind of all gone there. The line on the edge of your selection is a little bit sharp, but you get the effect there. I think that's probably something that this image could use. Like, I feel like this little bit of texture can be kind of distracting, and when you get here and it's gone, yeah, it really sort of, I think it adds something to the image. I think you just need to, you know, make just a little bit softer edge on your selection here, and then maybe just slightly less of the effect overall in the image. But yeah, nice work to all three of you. Yeah, a pretty good start to the class. So now we are at the end, and it is time for me to give you the instructions so that you can let me know that you watched all the way through the video. Alright, so what you want to do is under where the link to this is posted, so don't post it in YouTube, post it on our discussion forum. The link to this was, you know, posted as a response to your assignment, so respond to that link, and somewhere in there put the words tiny chair. Why tiny chair? Because there's a tiny chair in this room. I turn my head, you know, away from my work area and look around the room, and whatever I happen to see, I just say that. So, tiny chair. So, respond to this. You can use it in a sentence. If you want to be sneaky and, like, you know, don't let everyone know what the secret password for credit is. Or you can simply post the two words tiny chair. So yeah, great work, you guys, and I will see you next time around.